So this is a video for my good friend Steve. Happy birthday, Steve. He's a busy dad and doesn't have much time to study every single note of the guitar, every single video, every hour of the day. So this will be a quick gist, just to get an idea of how this song goes. And the song he's requested is by Khruangbin, a band I wasn't aware of before this, and a song called People Everywhere. So he's quite a technically proficient guitarist, but the great thing about this is if you want to just play along, it's only 2 chords and it's not particularly difficult. Those 2 chords being D minor and C. So it's going to be straightforward if you just want to do that. If you want to copy him exactly, he's very proficient with his minor pentatonic and he's playing loads of licks and stuff, but I wouldn't recommend learning those note for note. Just try and get a gist and a feel for what he's doing and copy a few. If you land on a few that are like his, great, but I wouldn't ever worry about learning this note for note. Just try and do what he's doing, again, the gist of what he's up to. He's playing a Strat like this one, but he's got hotter pickups, which like little humbuckers in the spaces, little hot rails I think they are, blade pickups by Seymour Duncan. He's playing through what I think is a Princeton, like Fender amp, a bit of delay but nothing major, so you can do this near enough clean or just acoustic. You don't have to have an amp plugged in. If you wanted to, you'd still hear what he's doing because it's very clean and very straightforward, but that's his playing. His playing is very clean, very competent. But it's all D minor pentatonic, which is, again, 5 notes. He's playing around with those 5 notes across those 2 chord shapes, and it's not anything technically wild. He's again quite proficient. It's all about groove, this song. So let's see what he's doing. At the beginning, it's just got no plectrum, bit of hands. Little few flourishes here and there around this. So like I say, using his fingers to get that soft sound before he comes in with a plectrum. The shape he's using to get those little flourishes is a D minor pentatonic, and in the area he's playing, over this chord, this is the shape. And that's pretty much everything he does in this song is that. A few little extensions, a few little double stops, which are like 2 notes together, or octave stuff he's doing. Again, 2 notes together, the octave of the note you want to play, and you deaden the strings in between. And he jumps around like that in a sort of a jazz get out of jail free kind of move. Very effective, very simple, and you can do rhythmic stuff like to make little tunes up with it, and it sounds pretty interesting. Quite simple. Jimmy does it a lot with his, but he elaborates on it. So I would say this part, you're just jamming along on those 2 there. You can do this whole song here and here. They're probably the chord shapes you'll know, or the first couple you'll learn, first bar chords. Again, D minor on the 10th fret, and C major. Easiest place to do it. So that pentatonic shape is the same on the 10th up here. So all those little licks you can do here. So you can play around here, or the more difficult place to play it, that's where he's doing it, is here. I say more difficult, they're very much of the muchness. The main thing is landing on the chord when the chord changes. So even if you just do the main thing is getting to that C. Don't worry too much about hitting the right notes, you'll get that as it goes. You want to land on that note, so when you do a lick, land on the chord. See, I played a wrong note there, but it didn't matter so much because it led me into the C. And the whole song is those two two chords, two notes, backwards and forwards, the bass player literally doesn't stray from the C and the D that he's playing, so there's plenty of room to play the stuff in the middle. You can see here he just lives around this area, which is the 5th, 6th, 7th, and then jumps back for the C to the 3rd, and he's just backwards and forwards between these two places pretty much the whole song, and then some octave stuff occasionally like that. On the front pickup, again, a little bit of gain, but I guess that's just because it's loud. I wouldn't worry too much about the sound. You've got to find those. He lands on those occasionally. You can find those about. He's not doing like most people would play like bluesy stuff here. He's doing sort of triplets, legato, hammer-on stuff all the time, so he doesn't stray from that. And what I mean by legato and triplets are the hammer-ons and pull-offs keep it sounding fast. He's not picking every note. He's like hammering on, hammer-on, pull-off. Stuff like that all the time. He's not going, it's a, and the same with his little licks. So you can do that with one pick or two picks to land, and then landing on the chord. That's the trick with this song. It's not learning every note, note for note, finding those little bits that pop out, and then landing on your chords as they change from the D minor to the C major. Just follow those backwards and forwards. So I would suggest just jamming out with the chords as long as you can before you start adding the lead licks. See where the chord changes are. Sorry. Like I say, if you can't hear it, just watch when they're changing. And then if you get a bit more ambitious with the chords, that's an idea, that's a little example there of his octaves that you could hear as he went right up, or wherever he was. It's quite easy to make that sound really cool if you hit the right notes, but I would just play around with those chords until you get comfortable with the changes. And once you've got that groove and those changes going on, add stuff like that, or just do it here. Yeah, just try and avoid doing what I just did there, which is like just blues licks. You don't need to do that. He's trying to avoid that. I think you can see he's got his own little sound, and that's not those bluesy licks. It's those. Follow it. There is some kind of melody he's weaving through it. So if you can pick those distinctive parts out and copy those, then that will give you the gist, and that's all you need to get a song like this, because it is just a jam on D minor. So there's nothing too melodic about it to follow, but there's a few little waypoints in the song that if you can drop those in, you'll get very, very close to what he's doing. Just the speed, getting that speed, and the rhythm are also key. So yeah, I'd say just have fun with it, backwards and forwards between those two chords, and you'll be very, very close.